Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today I'll be doing a frame review, and the frame we're going to be looking at is the ZMR210R from FPV Model, and I don't know why they keep using the ZMR name, because a lot of you know the ZMR250 that almost every beginner starts with. It's a pretty crappy clone of the Blackout H, pretty crappy frame, but you know, it works, and these frames are a lot nicer than the older versions. I wish they would dump the ZMR name, because that puts a lot of people off. But let's just go over quick everything you get in the kit. Alright, so here we have everything laid out. So you get the bottom main plate, all one piece of 4mm carbon with the rounded edges. You have the two little camera mounting plates. You have the top plate, pretty simple frame. Then you have the 8 matte black standoffs, as well as all these screws, and as well as it comes with little washers for the power distribution board, which I forgot right there. Little plastic washers so you don't short to the frame, as well as some nylon standoffs and some M3 nylon nuts to mount that, so that's pretty nice. And then just these screws are all extras. Don't know why they included so many, because these were all the screws that I used to put the frame together, and then you have all these extra ones, but you know, basically you have a second set there. So let's just take a look at the base plate here. You can see it is a 210mm design, the ZMR210R. So let's take a look and measure to see if it really is 210. Line that up right there, and yeah, it looks like maybe 210, maybe 211, but it is really close there. And I kind of like this style of frame with more the X arms, but then the H style body. However, if you look at this, let me measure this once again. Front to back, the arm distance is 128mm, but side to side, the arm distance is 165mm, so it is kind of a squashed X design instead of the stretched X that everyone's using now. But I checked a lot of my other frames that I have, and a lot more than I thought were more of this squashed X design that I thought were true X's. So I don't think that's really going to matter in flight performance at all. These little camera plates, they just go into they slot in here, and they are designed for something like a HS1177, and they do have the 2 holes if you want to run. You can see the 2 holes for a run cam Swift, as you can see there. Comes with a little nice battery strap, branded FPV Model. It's a nice rubberized one with a good solid plastic clip on the end that goes through there. And yeah, let's build the frame up real quick, and then we'll start to talk more about it. Just wanted to point this out here, that if you look, the screws that they include are probably something like an M6 screw, because this is 4mm thick carbon, so that only leaves about 2mm of screw to come out, so you only get about like 4 threads into the screw. So I really wish these screws that they included, at least for the bottom plate, were longer. The top plate is only 2mm, so it's not as bad. If you take a look, you're gonna get 4mm coming out, which is okay. But I wish they would have included some longer screws for the bottom plate, because you might have issues in a hard crash, or these will rip the threads from them. And also, just to note, when you're putting the camera plate in, you can see the notches. There's a little short one, and there's a longer one. The longer one needs to go into the bottom plate because it's 4mm thick, or else they won't sit flush. Alright, so there we go. I have it all built up. It's a very, very simple build. Wouldn't really call it a build. It's just the bottom plate, and then all your 8 standoffs here with your top plate, and they all just screw in, and then your 2 camera plates up here. So overall, the twill of the carbon, I think it looks pretty nice to me. I don't see any rough burring edges in any of the arms or the cutouts, as you can see here. So the tools they used were nice and sharp when they were cutting these frames. And yeah, the edges of the carbon are beveled, as you can see here. They have a little curve around to them, and they claim in their website that decreases the chance of delamination of layers. I don't have any first-hand experience with that, but if it does, good for them. So they also give you this power distribution board that comes with it. This is a Maytech PDB version 3.1. I use these in a lot of my quad builds. They're really simple. There's no OSD or anything. It's just a power distribution board that gives you 5 and 12 volt output, and I've never had any noise on these, so I think it's filtered. I don't really know, but I've never had noise, and a little video passed through over here, so that's included, which is pretty nice. As for the battery strap, you can see it just goes through these things up here, and it should work pretty well on your battery. There's not a ton of room for adjustment around here, but I'm not used to this style of strap, so obviously I just put it on backwards. But if you look, the carbon along the edge here gets a little bit thin, about 3 millimeters, I'd say, around here, so that might be an issue pulling up, but the standoffs are pretty close to here, so I don't think it's going to bend too much. And since you have 8 standoffs, I don't see an issue of your battery, I'm pushing on it really hard there, causing any flex or breaking in a hard crash, because it's a 2 millimeter top plate. So yeah, I'm going to take this back out right here. They claim this is a bare bones racing design. This was designed a remake of the ZMR210 that that they had designed. I quite like that one. It was a little bit heavy. It had a detachable arms and a different top plate and such. So they made the bottom plate all one piece, did some cutouts and a couple other things. So they claim that this is pretty light. So let's just get the scale here and see what it is fully assembled. So let's put it on. So it is 105.37 grams. So that's actually not too bad. Just over 100 grams, I believe. My Mini Quad Club Fusion is about 130 grams. The ZMR X210, the previous model of this, was around 120, 130 grams. So 20 to 30 grams lighter, which is actually pretty nice. You can see all the cutouts they have done in the top plate here. I don't see anything that immediately strikes me as fragile and frame breaking. There is quite a bit in the back here, but I think it should hold up pretty well. And then in the bottom, there's no cutouts, just a little thinner arms. Or actually, why am I saying no cutouts? There's cutouts through the middle here. So, but you can see around the arm area, they left all this carbon around here. So where the arm right here is going to be pushing on, there's still a ton of material. So I think that's pretty nice that they did that there. Not sure what this cutout is for. You can see these holes here, these 4 outer ones are your 30.5 millimeter holes for mounting your PDB and flight controller. And let's see, for the camera mount, they don't send the frame with one, but they do offer this little thing. This came with the ARF kit that I got from FPV Model. It's printed, it's 3D printed, and it just kind of sits on here. But as you can see, it doesn't screw in. It's just solid, and it doesn't even really fit in between the screws. It's kind of just a random universal mount that they decided to put on here, and you could do it with zip ties or glue, but I think that's just a really bad way, and I don't want to do that. It's kind of messy. So I'm working with a friend of mine, Emil, to design a 3D printed one. This is just the base plate. You can see it fits right on here. That will house a GoPro session. So since I have that here, working on that for a real camera mount that will screw in and protect your camera, not this thing that they call a camera mount. So yeah, hit me up if you want the STL file for that. I'll ask him and see if he's okay with that. This frame comes in not the cheapest, but not the most expensive. It's about $60 on their site. I'll leave a link down below. But I think that's a pretty fair price considering the design and the carbon and the quality of the parts, all the machining and stuff. It's pretty high quality. It's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst. So I think it's a really nice price point, the $60, to be in the middle range of a lot nicer frame than, say, like a ZMR250, but just a little bit not as nice as, say, an Impulse RC Alien that's $130 or something. So I think it's a very nice thing. And the camera cutout up here, as you can see, you can get plenty of up tilt. It looks like about 60 degrees you could get up there from that. But yeah, other than that, I really like this frame so far from the initial bench review. I will be doing a full build video with this, with the ARF kit that they supplied with Emax RS2205 S2300 kV motors, DYS XS 30 amp ESCs, this Maytech PDB, an X-Racer F303 V3.1 flight controller, this Runcam Swift, a Dragonfly 200 milliwatt VTX, and a Dragonfly booster antenna. and some HQ props. So yeah, I'll be doing a full build to that. That'll be coming soon after this video, but I'll leave a link down below to check out the ARF, all the parts kit initial overview if you wish to check out that. And I'll also leave a link to my Patreon if you wish to support the channel. Please subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.